people all the time will ask me, okay, what's the secret, right? Why all this success and why now? You hear stories all the time. Enrollment is decreasing. Schools are closing. Well, why not Benedictine College, okay, in Atchison, Kansas? And our people ask me that question all the time, Jared. My answer is pretty simple. We really looked at two things, okay? And everything about these two things informs everything that we do. Number one, we embraced our mother. And the second thing we did, we embraced our mission, okay? When I say that we embraced our mother, what I mean by that is we decided to put the entire college into her hands. We consecrated the college to the Blessed Virgin Mary 10 years ago. We reconsecrated the college to her on the 5-year anniversary. We actually literally had 1,000 students circle the campus, okay, and they prayed a simultaneous rosary. When the rosary was done, we gave them each Pope-blessed miraculous medals that they then buried in the ground, and her graces would surround the campus, so her and really give us a lot of blessings.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, what they're taking part in is I love the long tradition of the Benedictines and what we stand for. And when you come to campus, you literally feel it. I mean, that was one of the things that really attracted me here is the depth of the faith life, the depth of the long tradition that you're participating in. And these students, getting to just be formed in that is just such a beautiful thing. And one of the things I really love too is that some of the miraculous medals are buried into the concrete itself, right?
Right, that's exactly right. We have little areas along the concrete. You can see where those miraculous medals are buried. So we're that's a constant reminder. And so when we decided to do this, I then began asking myself, how can we put this into action? How can we put this consecration into action? So several things that we did. Number one was this consecration happened about the time I was just fortunate enough, Jared, to be invited as one of only 5 Catholic college presidents to be part of the Church in America, Vatican-inspired group that met first in Rome in 2012 and then in Mexico City in 2013. Okay. And so in 2013, I know I was going to go to Mexico City. I know I was going to go to Our Lady of Guadalupe. I was going to see the tilma. So I started reading up on Our Lady of Guadalupe. And at one point in time when she was appearing to St. Juan Diego, she said, there are many I could send, but you're the one I've chosen for this task. There are many I could send, but you are the one I've chosen for this task. And so that has been on my heart. And so when I came back from that, we consecrated the college to her. I then decided I was going to put that into action. And so now when a student applies to Benedictine, and they are accepted, if they're accepted, I get their acceptance letter and I sign that letter. But before I do, I look at the name at the top of the letter. I say their name out loud. And as I sign my name, I pray a Hail Mary for that student, okay, specifically, that Mary will intercede on their behalf and bring them to Benedictine College. It's also, I tell the students, why they can't read my handwriting, because I'm concentrating on that prayer, right? But anyway, and so I address the freshmen every year at the beginning of the year. And I tell them, I said, look, there are thousands of students just like you all across America. And they're sitting in chairs just like this. They're probably being addressed to them by their president as well. And each one of those students are saying, oh yeah, I picked this school. Oh yeah, I chose this school. But at Benedictine College, Mary chose you for this special task to be educated within a community of faith and scholarship. And I think that's so powerful. So I believe each one of our students are chosen, okay, by Our Lady. And I also believe each one of us who are here working at the college are also chosen. So now, when I interview everybody that's hired on campus, and when I interview them before they come in for the interview, I look at their resume or their CV and I say their name out loud and I pray a Hail Mary for them, okay? And then every year at the beginning of school, I take out the directory and I pray for each of our employees by name. because I really believe that the people that work here, that teach here, that form our students are also chosen by Our Lady. So it's just like a kind of a big picture thing about embracing our mother. It's so important.
Well, yeah, that seems that, that devotion to Our Lady is such a key aspect. As you look at across the United States, there are several longstanding Catholic institutions that are starting to lose their Catholic identity and starting to fall into some of the woke politics and things like that. It seems to me that Our Lady has protected this school and kept it orthodox, kept it solid with the magisterium, and has become one of the leading Catholic colleges in the United States.
Well, you're nice to say that, but I agree 100%. It is really important, and the document that really formed us originally was Excordia Ecclesiae. That was penned by St. John Paul II. Okay, when he was the Pope in 1991, and it's really interesting when you look at our history. It's really an interesting concept of embracing what the Church has asked us to do. Okay, so in the late 1960s, early 1970s, a group of Catholic administrators came up with what was called the Land O'Lakes document. Okay, and generally, I would generically say it was a document in which there was this belief that in order to get respect in the academy, okay, that in essence Catholic schools had to put their faith on the shelf here and go all in on academic excellence, okay? And so that became a kind of a blueprint for Catholic education, all right, Catholic higher education. We followed that blueprint, and our enrollment went from one of the highest at the time to one of the lowest, and went down and down and down until 1991. We had 570 students at Benedictine College. This just so happened this is the year that Excordia Ecclesiae was penned by St. John Paul II and issued. And now you had a new blueprint. And Excordia Ecclesiae basically said, look, not only can you be faithfully Catholic and academically excellent, being faithfully Catholic actually means that you have to be academically excellent. Okay? So now you had a new blueprint, and schools can make a decision. Do you want to follow the blueprint created by higher education administrators, or did you want to follow a blueprint that was issued by the Pope? We chose to follow the Pope's blueprint, and from that moment, we went 570 students, and we continued to grow, and we'll be over 2,200 full-time undergraduates now. Wow. And so, because it works, and we wanted to follow the Pope and do what the Church has asked us to do, one of the norms set by the bishops after Excordia was sent out, one of my favorite stories is one of the norms was that a mandatum should be signed by theology professors. So the norm said, look, if you are a theology professor teaching the tenets of the faith in a Catholic university in a theology department, then you ought to be teaching those tenets of the faith consistent with the Church's teachings. We kind of put this in the duh category, okay, right? I mean, this seems pretty normal, right? Sure. But there are a lot of folks that will not sign the mandatum, or they sure. believe in, some professors will say, this violates my academic freedom sure. to sign a mandatum. And we just don't buy that. And so we ask, in fact, in our applications for theology professors, philosophy professors, we want enthusiastic support of the mandatum, okay? Or we just don't want them informing our students. And so that's just one little idea that's out there that I think has really moved us along. But I don't think in the end, your question, I don't think there's any question that it's been Our Lady that has really made us great. And this embracing our mother, consecrating the college to her has been just fantastic.